got my start with Ruff Ryders, man, 91-ish, 2-ish, nah, 88. That's when Ruff Ryders first started, 88. My uncle Juan, my aunt Siobhan started it, and my uncle D came along. And, I was in Atlanta at that time. I was in Atlanta. I was on my way to Atlanta around that time. And then as they started it, I was becoming like a known DJ. So they stepped to me and was like, yo, we got this thing getting ready to get off the ground. You're the only person in the family that do music, so you should come up to New York for the summer and see what this is about. Went to New York and ain't never come back. I was DMX's DJ for a long time. I didn't even care about being a producer. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even care about being a producer. I didn't have no role models as producers back then because to me it was all about the DJs. Producers weren't in the forefront at that time. But I was a fan of DJs that were producing, like DJ Premier, like rest in peace Scott LaRock, Marley Marl. I was fans of those guys, you know what I'm saying? Diamond D and them, that whole crew. But I didn't know they was producers. I thought they was DJs until later on I understood that they was producers, and I was like, oh shit, that's dope. I got into producing when my uncles and I remember Sheek Louch also was like, yo, I used to do mixtapes and I used to make my intros to my mixtapes so people could rap on them. But I didn't know that was producing. I thought that was just making your intro for your mixtape. I wasn't really familiar with that word producing. So they was like, yo, take all them words and all that stuff out. And I did that and it was like, that beat is knocking. Make another one of those. Make another one of those. And then my uncle was like, yo, you should produce. And I was like, produce? He was like, yeah, what you doing is producing. I was like, word. And then at this time, he was working with Ruff Ryders, Chad Elliott. I know he had bought them all equipment and all that stuff. So they was in the studio and they was supposed to like teach me. And they would teach me like this. Like, yo, that's how you make the beat. You know what I'm saying? Real fast. And so I had to teach myself because they were so busy doing their thing, and I'm glad I was able to teach myself. Having my family around, it was just fun. It was just like having fun with people that you love. And more than anything, I have a very thorough family, from my grandfather up, from my grandmother up. Like, they real official respected people. My family is very well respected in the street world and the business world. And being around that, it groomed me in a cool way to where, here I am in this music industry. It's 2012. Nothing good. You don't really hear me involved in too many problems and certain things because it's just the way you move. A lot of people get in problems because they don't move right. And they not really about it. So, that be the main reason too. With me, I don't act like a tough guy. I don't do those. I do art. I got paint on my hands now. I just came from the art studio. Look at that. I got paint on my hands right now. That Basquiat light, that keep hearing light for real. You know what I'm saying? So I really come from it. So I try to I know what it really is to have checks and balances, repercussions. And, I grew up Muslim, so I believe that gave me what people would say I'm humble. You know what I'm saying? I think that came from going to Muslim school and really having something to abide by, rather than just running the streets reckless with no confirmation of discipline. I did have discipline.